I'm not gonna sit here and say, it was easy for me going to the game, but, I felt that, I competed at certain times in a different level.
Michael Carter Williams, born October 10th, 1991. Today's feature is a guy that had everything lined up for him in his rookie year that set him up to look like the next generational talent. He was drafted in 2013, the era of the big guards, before Giannis, who went 15th, Rudy Gobert 27th, even Dennis Schroder, many comparing him to a taller, more athletic Jason Kidd. From the physical appearance down to he even couldn't shoot like a young Jason. Since the Hall of Famer managed to turn his weaknesses into top 10 in three-pointers made in NBA history, it was a no-brainer for a team that needed a point guard to take him. He was the second point guard taken in one of the worst drafts of all time behind Trey Burke, who was the hottest name in college basketball, that one bad call away from winning a national championship may have even changed his draft position as well. Philadelphia were excited to add the 22-year-old NCAA All-American honorable mention and All-Big East performer who in his first season helped lead the Sixers to a top 5 worst record in franchise history and a much worse team than they were just a year prior, winning just 19 games. That didn't stop Carter Williams from winning the 2013-14 Rookie of the Year, receiving 104 first-place votes out of the 124 total. He averaged nearly 17 points a game, over 6 assists and 6 rebounds, numbers a rookie point guard would hope to put up to start their career, and the highest point per game average for a 76er since Allen Iverson averaged 23 points a game, 7 assists and 4 rebounds in 96-97 to win the award. Much the NBA were excited to see what Carter Williams might blossom into, and honestly, so was I. He was my kind of point guard. Big guard that could push the ball with the best of them, elite court vision with the ability to be flashy occasionally, and most importantly, he was actually an elite on-ball defender throughout his first few years. Heralded for his passing as an amateur, Carter Williams brought that with him to the NBA, and things looked like they translated exceptionally well. The hype was real and the expectations were set, but just after a season and a half, the Sixers gave up on their Rookie of the Year, shipping him to the Jason Kidd-coached Milwaukee Bucks, which seemed like the ideal coach and situation to play for and be in. Michael's stats decreased gradually over the next few seasons, mostly because of injuries and teams giving up on his potential early, as he never played for the same team for at least 3 years until he did in 2021 for the Orlando Magic. What happened to the next Jason Kidd, Michael Carter Williams, since his standout rookie season? Let's talk about it. Salute to My Name Is My Name for this request. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Michael Carter Williams is a 6'5" point guard from Hamilton, Massachusetts that lit it up in high school at only 5'9" his freshman year, averaging 20 points a game and winning a league championship. But then a growth spurt happened and all of a sudden, the expectations became all too real. A year later, as a sophomore and having switched to boarding school, Carter Williams would commit to Syracuse University, averaging more than 25 a game as a sophomore, and by his senior season was a McDonald's All-American. At the time, Syracuse had program pillars Scoop Jardine and Brandon Treesh, so Carter Williams found it difficult as a freshman to show his ability, but as a sophomore, with Scoop gone, he found himself a starter, putting up 8 double-doubles during the season, at one point in December 2012, 5 games in a row with a double-double. His stats weren't amazing, but he benefited from showing his passing could be elite, his team could win with him at point guard going to the Final Four, and 2013 being one of the worst drafts in history, especially for point guards. Stunt number 1, first year illusion. I think what first stunted Michael Carter Williams' growth was him having the rookie season he had in Philly that turned out to be nothing more than an illusion seeing as no one drafted in the top 10 of the 2013 draft lived up to their potential outside CJ McCollum. As far as top 10s, it could arguably go down as the biggest letdown of all time. First off, Anthony Bennett was the number 1 pick and turned out to be one of the worst first picks in history. Second was Oladipo, who could have had a great career barring injury. Otto Porter rounding out the top 3, still stealing money in the NBA, and pretty much bust from 4 to CJ at 10. Carter Williams was taken 11th, not a position of great expectation, but still lottery and still the second at his position taken off the board, 4 spots before a 2-time MVP and champion in Giannis. Carter Williams managed to look so good that year because of the weakness of that draft class, and no one challenged him all year for the award, only 4 players of that class averaging at least 10 points a game. Also, the Sixers were horrible that season, so Michael benefited from playing on a bad team that were also experimenting with tanking and was allowed the usage he was, but wasn't actually that good when projecting his future. In 35 minutes a game, he shot 40% from the field, 26% from 3, barely 70% from the foul line, and 3.5 turnovers a game. Good for top 10 in the NBA in totals. He came at just the right time, given absolute freedom to not be very good, and was given a Rookie of the Year trophy that brought on too much expectations for a guy that couldn't live up to them on a better team. Stunt number 2, couldn't space the floor. Another reason Carter Williams had a huge stunt in his growth was because he couldn't shoot to save his life. For where the game was and heading more toward, that skill was a huge deficiency. For his career, he's never shot at least 30% from 3 in a season where he's played at least 20 games. This is a problem because basketball grew into one of those sports where lacking the skill to expand your range affects other skills negatively. For example, Williams was a solid driver and even better passer, but if there's no lane to drive because the defense plays you for the drive, clogs passing lanes knowing you weren't going to shoot or make it efficiently, and your big isn't able to trust you to punish opponents for double teaming him by you knocking down a demoralizing 3-ball, made Carter Williams very mediocre. Teams learned that, and he wasn't able to do anything about it for his entire career. 25% from 3 makes guards pick you up at the foul line, go under screens, and able to freely double your big, all because they know you can't shoot. This was an issue his entire career, unlike Jason Kidd. Stunt number 3, injuries. And finally, injuries all took a toll on Michael's career, never seeming to go into a full season injury-free. He missed 12 games his rookie year and 16 the next with ankle, hip, and shoulder problems. The team traded him to the Bucks halfway through his sophomore season. Now he didn't have to feed a big for Milwaukee to be successful. Giannis could go get it on his own. In the summer before his second season, Carter Williams also had surgery to repair his shoulder. He missed summer league, training camp, and the beginning of the 2014-15 season. On November 13th, he made his season debut against the Dallas Mavericks. In 30 minutes off the bench, he recorded a team-high 19 points as well as 8 rebounds and 5 assists. He recorded his 5th career triple-double with 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. That season though, his scoring, free throws, field goal percentages, and three-point percentages all dipped. He averaged 14.6 points a game, 6.7 assists, and 5 rebounds, while shooting 39% from the field and a crazy 23% from 3, playing 66 games. On March 7, 2016, he was ruled out for the rest of the season with a torn labrum in his left hip, playing his final game for the Bucks. From here, his averages would dip each year, mostly because he never really got healthy. He became a journeyman with bad knees, hip, shoulder, and everything else in between that held him back from developing like expected. He had surgery on his left ankle in August 2021, ruled out for the season and waived for the last time. All in all, salute to Cardin Williams' timing. He left college at the perfect time to have the start he did, but he just wasn't a good fit in the league because of the illusion of his rookie year, lack of shooting touch that slowed his game, and injuries that took away development time. Salute, much respect, but for these reasons, his growth was stunted. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out.